And for more perspective on all of this, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake is here, the former mayor of Baltimore, who served during the protests over Freddie Gray's death back in 2015. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
So just how significant is this settlement between the city of Louisville and the Taylor family? What kind of a precedent do you think this sets?
So I think it is significant. I don't think it sets a precedent because the precedent has already been set. In many cases of the very unfortunate death of individuals in police custody, settlements are customary. We did a significant settlement in Baltimore to the family of Freddie Gray. So it is not precedent setting, but it is significant.
Now, part of the settlement is this agreement to incentivize police officers to live in areas where they serve and to use social workers to support police on certain calls. How does a city implement changes like this, and how long before you think we might see their impact?
So I'll do it in reverse. The impact, I think, is one of the things that it's not going to happen overnight. But we do know that when you talk to community members, they want police officers living in their community. They don't want to feel that the police officers are occupying their neighborhoods. That's why when I was mayor, years before the death of Freddie Gray, I implemented wide incentives for home ownership for first responders, police officers, firefighters, because I heard the community say that they wanted those people who put their lives on the line to protect them to be a part of their community. So those incentives worked. We were able to create a lot of new home ownership opportunities for first responders. We expanded it to all city employees. So I know it is a program when it is offered, when you create those real incentives, the officers will take you up on it. And I think it will, over time, create the type of neighborhoods where everyone can grow and can thrive and can be safe.
How much do you think that will help the current circumstances in Louisville?
I think it is a part of the solution. I don't think that there's one single thing that would correct all of the problems, whether it's the systemic racism or the over-militarization of the police department, the disconnect in many cases between the officers and the people that they serve. There are lots of challenges to get policing to where we need it to be in this country. So I'm proud that this settlement, and I'm grateful that this settlement is really trying to tackle some of the issues that are present in Louisville, but then also send a signal to cities across the country, ways that they can improve the relationship between the community and police. Because the police can't do it alone. If they don't have a good relationship with the community, they're not going to be trusted. They're not going to get the information that they need to solve cases. And the community cannot keep itself safe by itself. So it is a relationship that will exist, whether it's good or bad. And this, I think, this settlement, I hope and I think will create more good in the future for Louisville.
I certainly hope so. And there have been protests all over the country calling for justice in Breonna Taylor's death. Those same protests are also calling for police reform. How much pressure do you think, or how much do you think that pressure played a role in this kind of settlement that comes with these kinds of promises?
So I think the pressure around the country, you can't be ignored. But when mayors, when the attorneys for both sides sit down at the table, I don't think the protests are what they're thinking about. They're thinking about how to make the best settlement for the jurisdiction and for the community involved. So that being said, I do hope that the energy and the commitment that we've seen from so many protesters who want change, who say they want change across the country, will translate into real activism when, when these police reform bills are before their city councils or their counties or their state, that they're present in that space and they advocate for it. I can tell you it was terribly challenging for me fighting for police reform, sometimes by myself. Not having a lot of support Unfortunately, after the death of Freddie Gray, everyone wanted to come out and say that we needed these reforms. We need this activism consistently. We need this pressure consistently on elected officials, on police unions. It can't just be when there's a tragic death that we see the activism.
All right, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, former mayor of Baltimore. We appreciate your time this morning, and we appreciate your take. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.